Today we're getting into contractions with will. So this means if you're not comfortable with the dark L, you're going to be getting a lot of practice here. The pronunciation of these contractions is straightforward. Just add the dark L. I'll go over the reductions that we can do. First person singular, I. I will becomes I'll. And we often pronounce this like all. So it sounds just like A-L-L. I'll see you later, all. Or also we reduce it to the schwa, so it sounds just like a little dark L, ol. I'll see you later. I'll see you later, ol. I'll see you later. Second person singular, you. You will becomes you'll. And often we pronounce that very quickly with a schwa like you'll. You'll see. You'll be very happy. You'll do great. You'll. Third person, he will becomes he'll. We'll usually reduce that and change the vowel to I so it sounds like he'll. He'll be back later. Or we might reduce it to the schwa so it sounds more like just the H sound and the dark L, hull. He'll be back later. Hull. This allows us to say the contraction faster, to make it more simply so that it really has that unstressed character. Hull. He'll, but usually he'll or hull. She will becomes she'll. But again, we usually change that vowel to the I as in sit vowel, she'll. She'll try. Or the schwa, she'll. She'll try. She'll, but usually she'll or she'll. It will, it'll. Now here the dark L, which I would write schwa L, makes the T a flap T. It'll. It's just like the word little with no beginning L. This is a little complicated. You make the I sound, I. Then your tongue tip will flap, id. As soon as the tongue flaps, the back part of the tongue moves back to make the dark sound, ol. It'll. Actually, you can leave your tongue tip up after making contact, then make the dark L with the back of the tongue. You don't have to bring the front of your tongue down. It'll. Just make sure the back part of the tongue presses down and back to get that dark sound. It'll. Just try to imitate that a few times. I say it, then you say it 6 times in a row. It'll. Great. I hope you are doing that out loud. That will, that'll. Same thing. We've got a flap T. The tongue flaps up, then the back of the tongue makes the dark sound. That'll. Notice, I'll, you'll, he'll, she'll. All, you'll, hull, she'll. These were all one syllable. Now, it'll and that'll are 2. That'll. The vowel can either be the a as in bat vowel, that'll be nice, or it can be reduced to the schwa. I think that'll be okay. That'll. I think that'll be okay. Now for other nouns like mom, my cat, the doctor, John, and so on, just add a dark L sound to the end of the word. This will feel just like an extra little syllable. Mom'll. Mom will be upset. My cat'll. My cat'll be 15 years old next week. The doctor'll. The doctor will be right in. John'll. John will graduate next year. John'll. Let's move on. First person plural, we. We will becomes we'll. But the vowel here will usually be reduced to the I vowel, so it sounds like will, or with the schwa, wool. We'll, will, wool. We'll try. We'll see. Third person plural, they. They will becomes they'll, but normally we'll reduce that to the schwa, they'll. They'll be right back, they'll. For all of the question words, you're adding the dark L. For who, it doesn't really feel like an extra syllable. Who'll. Who'll watch your dog when you're gone? Who'll. For what'll, it does feel like you're adding an extra syllable. And just like with it'll and that'll, you're making a flap T followed by dark L. What'll. What'll that cost? Where'll it be? Where'll. Here we're adding an extra syllable, and this word is tough because it's an R and then a dark L. And I know that combination can be tricky. Let's slow it down. Where. Hold out your R. Where. Hold out your R and then hold out your dark L. When you're holding out your R, your tongue is lifting in the front or middle. Where. Then you release that down and let the back of the tongue make the dark L sound. Where'll. Where'll. Practice that with me a few times. Where'll. Earl. Earl. Where'll. Where'll. Where'll it be? The rest of the question words are more straightforward. Just add a dark L syllable. When'll. When will you know? When'll. While. While they think that. While. While. A homophone with this word. While. W-H-I-L-E. While. Howl. How will you get home? Howl. Howl. In addition to the audio that goes with this lesson, as you work through the Hollywood, Conversations, Listening Comprehension, and Vlogs courses, you will notice these contractions and reductions over and over. Practice them. Work them into your pronunciation.